This is my full advanced strategy for using AI to actually inform the email marketing strategy you use using data from your Klaviyo account. This is exactly what I recommend doing when it comes to actually crunching mass amounts of data from Klaviyo, whether it be your campaigns, and you can also do this for your flows, popping it into a GPT like ChatGPT, and then getting actionable recommendations from a data perspective to then implement in your following month strategy. I'll show you exactly what I mean in a second, but if you find this video useful, check out the newsletter, a bunch of free resources. I'm also going to go over a guide. That guide is in the description to this video as well, and subscribe to the channel. I make videos like this all the time, twice a week. Without wasting more of your time, let me show you. I'm going to show you how to use AI to actually plan your content calendars for email marketing, not using just generic prompts, but using data that you give it from your historical email marketing campaigns. So you actually have access to this document right here. I'm going to go over it in a second here, but the first thing you need to do is go into the description of this video, click the link to get access to this document. It's literally, I'm not asking you to do anything, just click it and you'll have access to this thing. What you're going to do is you're going to look at this here, go to step 1, and you're going to prime a GPT. Now I like to use ChatGPT for this, so we'll go into ChatGPT, okay? And we're going to do the following. We're going to prime it, okay? We're going to say, I'm uploading a CSV file with historical campaign performance. It includes subject lines, send dates, open rates, click rates, revenue, right, ECT, right? Even like format this a little bit nicer. Please identify best and worst performing campaigns, revenue driving subject lines, any anomalies and underperformers, okay? So you're going to copy and paste this. You're going to put that in. You're not going to press enter yet. Format it a little bit nicer. You're then going to upload that data. So how do you get that data? You're going to go into Klaviyo, okay? Go into the homepage here, click campaigns on the left-hand side, and this should bring up all your historical campaigns. Now, this is going to work a lot better if you have campaigns that you can look back on historically, since we're managing this client and we can see things are not looking good besides the place order rate, the click rate, and revenue per recipient rate. But we have a bunch of campaigns with data in it, right? So you can see all these here. What we're going to do is we're going to do this. Click these 3 dots right here. Export analytics. Okay, now we're just going to export the analytics for the last month. Okay, and click export. It's going to give us a bunch of data that we're going to use in our campaigns, or rather in our GPT, to give us insights into our campaign strategy going forward. Export analytics, okay? Once it's done, it's going to download it for us. And we're going to go into ChatGPT, click the plus button, upload files, boom, here we go, okay? Press enter. Now, while it analyzes that, we're going to copy and paste the second prompt in here. This is the second prompt. Okay. This prompt here is asking, or rather giving, GPT the copy from the campaigns. So it's then going to match the copy from the campaigns that were sent out. The reason being because when you export this data from this account here, it doesn't actually get to see the copy inside the emails. It just sees the open rates, the click rates, the engagement. We want to give the GPT as much context as possible to how these emails read. Unfortunately, we can't give it designs, but how they read, to make sure that it can then give us more educated decisions, right? Or basically educated recommendations. And look, it's already giving us some data, but we're going to give it some more information here. Okay? I'm going to say, here's the copy. Now, wherever you have your copy stored, just find it, right? In my case, I have it stored in a Google Doc for all of my campaigns for this one client. So let me show you here. If we go here, we go to Docs, and we find the copy. Just going to go ahead and copy all the copy here. I'm going to pop it right into here. I'm going to press enter. Okay. Now it's going to be able to give us more recommendations on the campaigns with a lot more information related to those campaigns specifically, right? So it's telling us all the campaigns, underperforming content trends, all this kind of stuff. Cool. So while it does that, we're then going to go back into this document, and we're going to define what our segments look like. Okay. I've left these blank, right? Because we've given it segmentation. It knows what segments we're talking about, but it doesn't know how we've defined the segments these campaigns have gone out to. So in my case, it's engaged buyers, right? Engaged non-buyers. That's it. Those are the only two segments that I send to. But you want to look back in your account here and look at all the segments that you have and explain what those segments look like to the GPT. It's going to help it give it even more context. So I'm going to copy and paste this, pop that in there, engaged in the last 30 to 180 days. Okay. Engaged in the last 30 to 180 days. Boom. So now we're giving it even more context to make more recommendations. We're going to let that load. Then we're going to tell it what our goals are. Okay. Content. We're going to copy and paste this prompt here. Our primary goal is to increase click rate, drive sales and revenue. I'm not really caring too much about open rates, to be honest. Just me. I would rather it focus on how we can increase the click rates and the sales and the revenue. Focus your recommendations to changes on subjects, preview, body copy, CTA, and email content to help us achieve these goals. We're going to copy and paste this. We're going to pop this in again. Then the final step, this is the big one. Use the insights from the previous campaign data. Please create a campaign strategy for next month. I've actually asked for 8 to 10 campaign ideas, right? So format the strategy in a spreadsheet table format. Include 8 to 10 email campaign ideas. And each campaign should be aligned with 2 core hypotheses that we want to test. So we want to do new tests in these campaigns. Include the following columns because we're going to have it format it to us in a spreadsheet. Campaign name, date, time, segment, theory, theme, copywriter notes. I still use copywriters, so we want to give the copywriter a bunch of notes. And watch this. So if we copy and paste this, pop it in here. It's going to go ahead and give us a bunch of reasons, or rather email campaigns that it should test based off of the data from the previous month. Now, this isn't perfect, right? Because this is looking at data in isolation from an email marketing perspective. But if you're just focusing on email, this is super useful when it comes to really hammering in on what you can move the needle on from within the email marketing platform. So let's take a look at what it gives us here, right? And we'll actually open it up as a spreadsheet. Okay? Take a look at this. It's giving us all the things. Segment, engaged buyers, non-buyers, engaged buyers, giving us all of the segments. And it's giving us the theory being test, scarcity message, product reintro, right? Strain selector experience, okay? And then we're gonna ask it for the reasons that we want to test this. Very simple prompt. You're just gonna copy step 6. Add a column to the end that gives a reason as to why you believe this email will perform. Let's say these emails. I believe each email will perform. Copy. Back into here. I'm going to close this. Okay. Now it's going to give it that spreadsheet again. Only now it's going to add a validation column to the end that we can then explain or have a reason, a justification behind each email. Take a look at this. Now, obviously, this isn't perfect, right? Scarcity consistently drove higher CTR in the past restock, right? It's giving us all the recommendations based off of what worked in the past, okay? We have a theory that we're testing. And we can literally copy and paste this, put it into a spreadsheet, give it to our copywriter, and run that strategy. That is how we create an email marketing campaign content strategy using AI. Cool thing you can do here as well if you want. Step 2. Give me bullet points on what we're trying to test, why we want to test these things, and what our metrics for success will be. So we can close this, pop it in there. Please give me bullet points. Say. And then you can literally use the same chat here, right, to feed the information back in the next month to let it continuously learn. Right? The reality is email marketers as a whole, we're probably going to be out of a job at some point just because this tool is just going to become so commoditized. But for right now, this is how you properly use AI in your email marketing strategy.